everyone, Kent Wild here with Wild Child Horsemanship, and welcome back to our channel.
A little ponytail girl grown up to be a woman, now she's gone in a blink of an eye. She left the studs in a bucket and her clothes hanging out on the line.
In today's YouTube video, I'm going to be showing you guys 4 different bitless bridle options. I'm going to show you guys the mechanics of them, how they function, model them on a horse, and more. So let's get started. Miss Rebel is going to be our model today. She is a 7-year-old Mustang from the Havasupai Indian Reservation in northern Arizona.
We're going to begin by discussing the Crossunder bitless bridle. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. It is known for the straps that cross underneath the horse's chin. It is said that this is supposed to provide a gentle hug on the horse's face when providing cues under saddle. However, one common issue that people seem to have with this one is that it doesn't always release pressure how it's supposed to. Different options are made of different things. The biothane is supposed to be a lot better on the release of pressure. This one is just nylon, and from personal experience, I can tell you it doesn't really release as much as it's supposed to, but definitely experiment with different options if this is something you are interested in, because several horses have been known to be quite successful in this bridle. Moving on to the side pull, this is one of the simplest bitless options out there. In fact, it is just like riding in a halter. One of the downsides of riding in a side pull is that pressure is not distributed evenly across the face like it is in a crossunder. You just get pressure in 2 points, which is where the reins connect, and oftentimes that's on the nose. So if you're not careful when riding, it can cause damage to the horse. However, the nice thing about the side pull is that pressure is immediately released when you release pressure. It also has a jowl strap on this specific setup. It's from 2 horse tack, and the jowl strap keeps it from sliding around on the horse's face. Then we have the Bosal. I'm going to show you guys 2 different options for the Bosal because this one is super duper cheap, and I was trying to make it a bit more functional and just gave up because it's just cheap. So one of the unique features of the Bosal is that it allows more leverage when you're trying to communicate with the horse. The reins are attached beneath the noseband in the exact same spot, and so you're able to just have more leverage, and it offers the ability for a bit more communication. One of the issues with this Bosal in particular is that it is super flimsy. It is not very firm. It is not very stiff. Therefore, it doesn't really have the effect that it's supposed to. I've also noticed that it slides around on the horse's face a lot, so this again is another example of why it is important to buy quality equipment when you're working with your horse. This right here is another Bosal design that is a lot better than the one I just showed you guys. It has a firm rope noseband that is covered in mule tape, which is a material that I really like. This one also has a macate attached, which is basically like reins and a lead rope at the same time, and this is something that I really like to use when starting colts. And while the noseband is firmer than the other one, it is still a little bit flexible, which allows me to just have a little bit more room for communication, and it doesn't slide around on the horse's face. And overall, this is great. It is made by Jeweled and Tooled Customs, and we are a sponsored rider for them. So if you use the code WILDCHILD2024 at the checkout, you'll get a discount. So definitely go check them out. There's a couple key things that I want to point out about bitless. So first things first, any horse can be trained to ride bitless, okay? Less is most definitely more, and with the right training, with the proper handling, any horse can ride without a bit. Any horse can even ride without a bridle. With that being said, though, it's important that you do what works best for you and your horse, okay? Find a bitless option that works. Find something that your horse responds and that you feel comfortable in, and go with that, no matter what anybody else says. And finally, remember that a good rider uses their entire body to communicate with the horse, not just their hands. So if you're being heavily reliant on your hands and the bridle, there's a good chance you're doing something wrong. So the bridle honestly shouldn't really be used for a lot. You shouldn't really have to communicate with the bridle because you want to be able to use your legs and your seat and other aids to communicate with your horse. A good quote to remember is the more you use your hands, the less they use your brains. Meaning that if you're just relying on one method of communication, your horse isn't going to be as responsive. They're not going to be as well-rounded because you're just using your hands. And so it's important to remember to use your entire body, because this is going to get the horse using their whole brain, learning how to carry themselves and use their body, because you're not just hanging on their face all the time. With that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed this YouTube video. If you have not already, please hit the red subscribe button. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram. Our podcast available wherever you listen to podcasts. Buy our merch, buy our books. Stay strong, stay true, stay wild, and we'll see you all next time.